皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらは木曜日のマンハッタンニューヨーク朝です。ということで今日の動画はマット・タイビさんに、インタビューしたものをあげます。で、このブリズマ、ウクライナから賄賂をもらって腐敗した会社の裁判を海外のアメリカの副大統領として政府を脅して、で、検事、クビにしろよ。クビにしなかったら、アメリカからつけるお金渡さないぜ。欲しいんだろ金がよ。っていう感じで、ゆすってその検事がクビになった。っていうことで、ブリズマの腐敗の裁判がなくなしたんですね。それが、その5億っていうのが、ハンター・バイデンに顧問料として払われてたものなんですね。もちろん、顧問なんていう弁護士資格もきっとないでしょうし、その弁護士のクレジットもないですから、それ何をしたかっていうと、前回、バイデン大統領が自分の口から言ってましたよね。動画で。脅してやったぜ、みたいなことを堂々と自慢げに言ってましたよね。これ証拠じゃないですか。で、これの他にも、ブリズマの幹部とハンター、ブリズマの幹部とジョー・バイデンの間で、行われた会話が録音されたものが出てきたんですね。それを FBI が隠して、それ以外のものを下院の監視委員会に渡したっていうことで、この会話はどうして入れないのっていうことを、タイビさんに聞いています。ということで見てください。どうぞ。
Let's bring in Matt Taibbi, Racket News Editor-in-Chief and author of Griftopia. So these tapes are breaking, these alleged tapes that Grassley says that were left out of the document that the FBI gave to House Oversight. Why do you think the FBI was hiding these allegations that Joe Biden was on audio recordings with the Burisma executive who allegedly paid him $5 million?
Well, I think as you said before, if that story turns out to be true, I think we know the answer to it. It's self-evident. I would caution people, though, that with these kinds of stories, you always have to be careful about the eventuality that, the story is not what you think it is. A lot of reporters made that mistake with UkraineGate in the beginning. But what I will say is that it's amazing watching so many members of the media go crazy about the alleged misuse of classified materials when the entire Russiagate story was driven by leaks of classified information for 4 years, many of them illegal, and that's never brought up. It was brought up there by Congressman McCarthy, but you just never hear about it in the press.
I'm suspicious of this too. You never know what's coming out of Ukraine. You can't believe anything you hear. But if this allegation was vetted by Barr's guys and then kicked over to Delaware where things go to die, shouldn't the media just be a little interested in the fact that the vice president may have been recorded talking to this corrupt company and then firing the person investigating this company by dangling money, American money, at them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fact the total lack of coverage of this story, even with a skeptical bent, is an absolutely total indictment of the non-functionality of the current system of U.S. media. They're not even covering it in a negative way. They're just not covering it at all.
That's exactly the point, Matt. That's exactly what I was trying to tell my mother. They don't even cover it. It's not that they're like spinning it. They don't even covering it.
Right. And this is a new development in American media, as you point out. I mean, I think even a decade ago, most Americans had essentially the same sets of facts, although what they were getting were different spin on those facts. Now, we're just not getting the same stories. And it's unbelievable to me that a story of this magnitude won't be covered by any of the major news organizations in the country, even in a negative way, in a passing way.
Really quickly, please give the U.S. journalists some advice on how they should go about pursuing this story, because Grassley and Comer can't do everything. The press has to get involved here. How would you, as an investigative journalist, pursue this story about audio tapes of Joe Biden with Burisma?
I mean, I always think that journalists can't go wrong if they just, print whatever is true. I think if you go into the story with the idea that you don't really care, who the characters are and whether or not the results are going to favor one party or another. The important thing is just to figure out what actually happened and tell the audience that information and leave it up to them what to do with that information. That's how they should go about it. And the fact that they haven't done that is why they've lost so much trust and so much audience in the last 5 or 6 years.
You're right about that. Matt, thanks so much for joining us.
ということでいかがだったでしょうか。ということでね、やっぱりね、タイビさんの言ってること正しいと思うんですね。で、私がね、このニュースを絶対に拡散したいと思ってるのは、これ税金ですよね。これ私がじゃあ加担したんですか、この恐喝に。これ恐喝ですよ。ウクライナを恐喝して権利をクビにさせて、この腐敗に満ちたカンパニーのこの起訴のケースをないことにしたんですよね。ってことはですよ、この人50カ国以上との密約があるんですよ。別の国でもやってるんじゃないですかっていうことですよね。これ国際的な犯罪者ですよ、これ。だから、しかもそれをアメリカの副大統領っていう地位を利用してやったわけですから、税金ですよね。この人が金をぶら下げていろんなところで賄賂をもらう傍らにこれをやったってことは、他の国でも我々の税金を使ってアメリカの金欲しいだろって言ってやってるんですよね。まあ日本にはないですね。日本からいっぱい借金してますから、アメリカはないと思うんですけど、他のこういう国にやってるっていうことじゃないですか。これもっと絶対調べるべきですよね。アメリカ人が悪に加担してるっていうことなんですよね。言ってみれば、私これすごく許せないことだと思うんですよ。それにアメリカ国民が許すべきじゃないと思うので、もう皆さんぜひフェイクニュースが拡散しないなら私が拡散したいと思って今日はこれを載っけています。ということで見てくださってありがとうございました。